Okay, let's talk about the grief cycle. We've talked about anger. This one, we're going to talk about depression. And I want to talk about depression in actually very similar terms that I talked about anger, because I think a lot of times with depression and what we're talking about here, we're not talking about clinical depression, even though it could look like that, but more often than not, it's just a sadness. I want to give you permission to see it as a step in processing and dealing with your grief. Like with anger, sometimes we feel sad and we experience sadness, especially for like a prolonged period of time. We sometimes make that a problem. We make it like we're doing something wrong or that we're not making good decisions. And I want you again to see it in the context of the grief cycle and see it as normal and natural and an important part of working through your grief, through whatever changes you're going through due to a faith transition and a mixed faith marriage. So if you're feeling sad, if your spouse is feeling sad, what are you making that mean? And if you see it in the context of the grief cycle, what can you make that mean? Instead of this is a problem that I need to get over, maybe you can make it mean this is normal and natural, and I can give myself the time and space I need to feel this and work through this and manage this. There's nothing wrong with being sad. There's nothing wrong with allowing that and letting it be part of your experience for a season. A lot of times when we give space to ourselves to feel these emotions, this is part of what makes us like a kind, gentle human. This is part of what makes us empathetic. This is part of what makes us real and humane as we show up in our lives, is our ability to allow these emotions and to just be with them and sit with them. And that's primarily what I would suggest you do if you're if you're in that sad phase of your grief cycle, is to just hold it like you would a sleeping baby, gently and calmly, and just let it be present with you right now. Okay, in the next video, we're going to talk about denial.